This afternoon, we are learning more about that attack on Pearl Street yesterday afternoon. The suspect is being charged with a federal hate crime and several state charges. Court documents obtained by 9 News show that the suspect targeted the group after finding out about them online. Again, 12 people were hurt. This is a really tough conversation to have just amongst adults, but we're bringing in our parenting expert, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler, to talk about this and the fact that why it's important to talk to our kids too about hate crimes.
Yeah, I think most parents think you want to shield your kids from these kinds of conversations. Why would I bring this up? But first, we have to know that kids usually are more aware of what's going on than we imagine or we hope for them. And so there are ways to talk about this with kids that not just sound good, but really have decades of research to say, yes, this actually has long-term beneficial outcomes rather than trying to shield them or kind of play it down, and minimize it. So really, it's something that you can start as early as age 6.
Okay, so I have a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old. These are definitely conversations that I'm going to want, at least with my 7-year-old, to have. You always talk about a script, and briefly, what I love about her books is she has a rubric that I really do go off of. So what would be like some scripted questions or statements that we would do to kick off that conversation?
Yeah, so I thought about that in 2 ways. There's sort of the younger kids, 6 to 10-year-olds. For the 6 to 10-year-olds, you can say something like, something really sad and scary happened yesterday where this person went after people because of the things that they believe in or the way that they looked or the differences that they had. And that's why we're going to work on being friends with people who are different than us, who might look different, even have different beliefs. We can still have friends and have love between people who have different beliefs. Simple. That's all you have to say to a 6 to 10-year-old.
Now, so what about those teens, preteens, whatever? They're seeing this stuff on TikTok. They're seeing the video where people are screaming and running and crying, and then this suspect.
Absolutely. My own kids, whipped their phones around and said, "Did you see this?" And so there's no hide. I mean, even when I say 6 to 10, there could be a 9 or 10-year-old that's on social media and seeing it. So again, these are approximate ages, but basically around 10 and up, you want to lead the first scripty question to say is, what do you know about this? What did you hear and what have you seen? Always with the older kids, start there because they could tell you they know a million things about it and you're like, okay. Or they know just a little or they heard some things or they heard misinformation and you want to help clear that up. So start with that. Next, sort of bucket part is to say, yeah, that's called a hate crime. Now you're giving them the word. This is called a hate crime. Hate crimes are based on prejudice. They're based on biases. Sometimes people don't even know why they have these beliefs and sometimes they do. But no matter what, and you say the same thing you said to the younger ones. It's based on differences in religion or the color of our skin or where we live, and that's not okay. And your tone is serious. Whatever you feel is of value to you, this is your time to communicate it. In our family, we don't handle differences this way, right? We talk about it. We aim to understand. That's empathy, and that's what the research says. Empathy. Empathy is what's going to get us out of this. Empathy is to say, I might not agree with that viewpoint of yours, but I understand your passion around it. You have a different experience of the world that I do. That's empathy. So, and then you say that part, and then the third part for a teen is to say, so tell me, how do you feel about this? How did this impact you? What do you want to do about it? Maybe they want to start a kindness club at school. Maybe they want to reach out to somebody. Great. So with a teen, of course, or a tween, it's a little bit like really structured. But don't forget our 6 to 10-year-olds, because those are those crucial years where we're building up for hard conversations. They're not scary. The data actually says they're less scared when they know rather than not knowing, but then like imagining things or hearing things on the playground.
Oh, that's true.
They're less scared when they know.
Yes.
And I love that you're modeling empathy. At the end of the day, we can take these conversations and hopefully have a model so that they can implement it in many different areas in their life. That's
Absolutely.
wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler, as always.
Thank you.